Hi everyone, hey, it's Diane. Today we're going to be planting peppermint seeds. Now I'm a little late getting them started indoors, but I think it'll be just fine because our weather stays cold through May sometimes, and I'm not too concerned about it at the moment, but I thought we could grow some. Peppermint's really good for you. It does help with some ailments you might have. So I'm going to be putting a bunch of information down in the description on growing peppermint, and it should be really beneficial to you. Okay, let's get started. I'll bring you in. Let's wet down these 6-inch pots. These are what I'm going to use for the peppermint. Let that soak in a little bit. And here's the peppermint seeds. Can you see how small they are? So what I like to do, and you guys know this that follow me, a little bit of sand in there. Let's mix that through in really good. I didn't use the whole packet because there's just too many seeds. Peat and perlite mix, as always. That's what I normally use. And let's scatter the seeds, shall we? Now these will germinate, it says, in 10 to 15 days, so it does take them a little longer to germinate. So let's spread the seed out. There's probably going to be quite a few in here, but when I plant stuff, I like to have it in a mass planting, so there'll be a lot of seeds in here, but that'll be fine. And what I think I might do is leave them in this pot for a while. As you know, peppermint spreads, so it's best to put them in a container if you're going to be putting them outdoors. These are a perennial in my area, popular and easy to grow perennial herb. Refreshing, cool tasting leaves add zest to sauces, vegetables, meat, potato dishes, potpourri, jelly, or any garnish to ice drinks, melons, or ice cream. So it says to sow seeds 8 to 10 weeks before your last spring frost. So I'm a little late, but that's okay. So thin your transplants when they're 2 inches tall, which I'm not going to worry about doing that. These get 18 to 20 inches tall. So once I get that done, then we are going to put another, now these need light for germination, just a very little bit of soil over the top. Water it in again. Make sure you always mark your pots. And I'm just going to be putting a plastic film over this under some lights that are on all the time. Just like so. Alright, let's mark our pots. Put the date on them. It's always handy, because you really lose track of time. And then cover them. This is how I do it. You use what you have to grow in, right? There's no right or wrong on this. Now these will need light for germination, so they're going to go underneath my lights. Alright, so they're under my shop lights. And I'll keep that light on them all the time until they start germinating. And then make sure I keep them moist. Just kind of check them. That saran wrap will help to keep the moisture in, but just kind of keep an eye on them and see how they're doing. Like it says, 10 to 15 days germination. It takes a while, so I'm hoping that they'll germinate faster. We'll see you when they start sprouting. Alright, I planted the peppermint on April 22nd, so that today's April 28th. Can you see the little bitty growth? They're coming. They're really small. You can see some green growth in there. Okay, it's May 28th. And the peppermint seeds, some of them are starting to germinate. Can you see this one right there? We probably got a half a dozen. These have had no heat, and they've been under the lights full time and just a saran wrap over the tops to keep the moisture in. We'll give you an update when they get a little bit bigger. May 2nd update on the peppermint. Well, we're getting more and more all the time. As you can see, there's quite a few right there. And in this other pot, they're starting to come too. They're not real even on their germination. I did not have them on a heating mat, so I'm not worried about it. I only need a few plants. May 9th update on the peppermint seeds. Not too impressed, but I have several in here. They're kind of scattered out. These are some nice ones coming here, and there's some little ones still coming. Here's a couple more. There's still some coming. There's a little one there, little one there. So, and there's one here. So there'll be enough for me to put outside. They got a long ways to go though, but they'll get there. May 18th update on the peppermint. As you can see, a lot more germinated. We got different sizes because of the time it germinated, but that's okay. They're looking pretty good. They look growing nicely. They're not fast growers, but they are coming along pretty good. May 23rd. Well, look what happened. They're starting to really grow, and it looks like I either got a celery in there or partially. I think it's a celery plant. But you can see the different sizes. Look at that. But that's okay. What I'm probably going to do is pull out them bigger ones, or just let them sit in here for a while. And then when I plant them out, I'll just plant several together in a pot. But look at the growth on those, the ones that germinated first. And look at these little babies still. Quite a bit of different germination rates, but that's okay. They're still a plant, and they're still going to be fine. I just wanted to update you on that. Hey everyone. So we're out in my greenhouse today, my little greenhouse, and I'm going to show you some of the plants that I've been working with. Wanted to let you know how things are growing here. So here's my peppermint plants. They kind of grew, didn't they? I think I might just leave them in this for a little bit because, as you know, they spread underground kind of bad. I have to figure out a place to put them where I want them to spread. But I can take off of these already, and I probably will. It's time to cut them. It's time to cut them back. And we're going to do that today. So some of these that are dangling, I'm just going to cut them way back. Like so. It's going to tidy the plant up. It's going to look a whole lot better. Kind of plan on drying these maybe, and maybe you just throw them in some water fresh too. And peppermint's supposed to be really good for your digestion. Just trim them back, make it look nice and tidy. You cut these just anywhere above the 2-leaf section. Anywhere above it. With all plants, if you cut right above the leaf section, there's going to be new growth coming out on each side. It's going to make a nice, fuller plant. And that's what you want. Smells really nice. Peppermint. That tidied it up a little bit. It looks better. It didn't look bad otherwise. I thought I'd show you how I trim them up. I think I'm going to cut some of these down just a little further. So there we go. And we'll do the next one too. Look at this, guys and gals. I got some celery in here growing. Look at that. Got mixed in. It happens. Oh, that one smelled so good. It's not quite as crazy growing. But that celery is just going to stay in there for right now. I know I've maybe planted this years and years and years ago, and it does get out of hand, so you do want to plant it where you can just let it grow. You can put them in a pot, but in the holes in the bottom of the pots, like here, if you're putting them outside, the roots can come out, them runners can come out and still grow in the ground. So keep that in mind. You have to kind of watch that if you don't want it spreading. Okay, so there we are. The celery is nice little celery right there. But these have been in here growing for quite a little while. And they really came a long ways. I'm going to water them. It's warm in here today. Alright, so I got a little bit. That'll just be enough. I don't need a whole lot. And I'm going to try drying it. And then I might throw a little bit in some water. Some filtered water. And just let it sit in there for a little while. And see if it gives off a little bit of a peppery taste. I don't know. It might be better to steam it. And for tea also. So there's some different things you can do. Okay, guys and gals, I'm going to conclude this video. I might keep them in these pots for a little while in the greenhouse. It's not very big though. So this is only a 6-inch pot, 2 of them. And it's possible I might plant them somewhere else or put them in a bigger pot. Just depends on what I want to do. I don't really want them spreading, so I can kind of keep them contained in these pots, especially if you don't put them on the ground outside. If you keep them up off the ground, you'll probably do okay. And in a pot, if you keep them like on a concrete or somewhere where they're not going to spread out into the soil. So thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video on the peppermint planting from seed to pots. This time I haven't put it in the garden yet, but we'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.